Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do your January the 9th just for today in a meditation. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. The meditation for today is entitled Returning Our Sponsors Kindness. Sounds like a beautiful topic. Our earliest involvements with others often begin with our sponsor. That is taken from the basic text, page 57. Our sponsors can be abundant sources of recovery information, wisdom, and loving words. They've done so much for us. From the late night telephone calls to the hours spent listening to our recovery writing, they've believed in us and invested their time to prove it. They've lovingly and firmly shown us how to be honest. Their boundless compassion in times of turmoil has given us the strength to go on. Their way of helping has prompted us to seek our answers within ourselves, and we've become mature, responsible, confident individuals as a result. Though our sponsor has given so generously and has never demanded repayment, there are things we can do to show our appreciation. We treat our sponsor with respect. They are not trash cans designed for us to dump our garbage in. They have their times of trial, just as we do, and sometimes need our support. They are human, have feelings, and appreciate our concern. Maybe they would like to receive a card in the mail or a phone call expressing our love. Whatever we do to return our sponsor's kindness will enhance our personal recovery, not to mention the joy we'll bring to our sponsor. Just for today, my sponsor has cared for me when I couldn't care for myself. Today, I will do something nice for my sponsor. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. This is a wonderful topic. It's a wonderful meditation. And, when I was taking the moment of silence, I was thinking that maybe I should take 2 moments of silence because of the topic and wanting to make sure that I approach it or share my perspective, my experience, strength, and hope in a way that is uplifting and positive. My experience with sponsors, today, my experience is very positive, but as I was coming into the program, I was a bit rebellious. And so the way I tell that story a lot of the times is not all that positive, but I try to share the fact, make sure that I share the fact that I just wasn't ready to actually have a sponsor and do the work that was required for my recovery and not really reflect so much on the sponsor and who they were or were not for me. Today, I can say that the person I have as a sponsor, I love them deeply. We don't talk as often as I would love to talk, and I am honestly thinking about getting someone that is more local, just so that I can have the interaction more face to face, and it can be scheduled more easily than trying to schedule something with someone cross country. So that's one thing. The other thing is that um, I would not dream of speaking to my sponsor in a manner that would be disrespectful. Even if I was not feeling positive about what was going on, I would make sure that I put the words that I say and the thoughts that I share in a manner that is befitting of the nature of our relationship. Here in this second paragraph, it says, we treat our sponsor with respect. They are not trash cans designed for us to dump our garbage in. And I was listening to a husband in recovery share about his wife's experience with one of her sponsees, and he was simply just saying that um, he overheard the conversation because she had the sponsee on speaker as they were talking initially, and later he really struggled to talk to his wife and share with her how it made him feel for him to love her and to care so much about her and to try and make sure that he's always loving and kind when he's speaking with her, even when they're arguing. How it made him feel to listen to her allow someone to speak in the tone and the manner in which this sponsee was speaking, that it really hurt him to imagine that her energy, her spirit, her love, her kindness towards humanity in general was being treated so disrespectfully. And so eventually he was able to let her know, I don't think you should allow people to talk to you that way. And that wasn't the first time that I had the same feeling, but it was the first time that I heard someone actually express what sometimes goes on within me when I'm listening to sponsees speak in such a vulgar, inappropriate manner for the nature of our relationship. And so, what I want to say is that if you are a sponsee, this is an opportunity for you to turn things around. This is an opportunity for you to look at your relationship with your sponsor as a spiritual type 4-step inventory and look at where you need to make some improvement. If you become so cool and so easy does it with your sponsor, and that's the nature of your relationship, and it's more like a friendship, which is not a given in a sponsor-sponsee relationship. If that's the nature, then you should be able to approach your sponsor and ask them, is the way that I'm coming to you, the way that I approach you, is this something that is, respectful, or you feel like I'm being disrespectful? Do you feel like I've leaned more into us being cool friends, comrades, peers? Is there anything about how I approach you that you want me to change? And if they say, why are you even asking me that? I've been your sponsor for so many years. Da, da, da. Yeah, I know that. But I listened to a podcast today on the Just for Today talking about returning our sponsors' kindness. And I just want to make sure that because I know who you are and I know how caring and loving you are, I just want to make sure that I haven't stepped on your toes with my approach to you. And just because you're so loving and kind, you haven't verbalized that. I want to make sure I set that matter straight if that's the case, because I can clean it up a little bit, right? I can clean it up. Yeah, well, I just want you to be who you are. Maybe your sponsor replied that way. Well, me being who I am is evolving into respecting who others are as well. See, I'm giving you your script lines, but I want for you to really pray and meditate about this particular meditation, because I personally can say that I value the individual that respects the fact that I love God and I try to make sure that the way I treat other people is with kindness, with respect. I don't treat them as though I can just speak to them in any kind of manner. Now, do I cuss and swear? Do I get in a position sometimes where I carry on with the more fleshly side of myself? Absolutely. You can call it the disease of addiction. I just say it's a part of my personality sometimes that is rebellious and wants to cut up. I definitely, and sometimes I can even say I enjoy that. However, I know that there is a time and a place for everything that I do and that I do not do, that I say and that I do not say, that I experience and that I do not experience. There is a time and place for everything. And I know who I can cut up with. And when I cut up, if in the middle of the cutting up, I realize that I have overstepped the boundaries of that particular relationship, let's say with my mother or my elder sister or someone like my sponsor, when I sense that, I stop and I apologize and I end that flow because I know that I've gone into an arena with them that one is not comfortable for me, but it's definitely not comfortable for them. So know who you can do that with. And it doesn't hurt to ask, do I need to change my approach? And it doesn't, if you know you've already done that, it doesn't hurt to apologize and say, I'm going to work on being more conscientious of how I approach our relationship. You want to approach your sponsor with respect. You don't want to use them as a garbage can that you just dump and run, dump your trash in and run. And definitely not the type of garbage can that you keep dumping the same trash. You know, the people that pick up my trash can, they're called Best Way Disposal. And I love the lady on the other line that I pay my bills to, right? But I have 3 out here. I have 2 that are recyclables and a smaller one that's trash because I have a garbage disposal, right? So I have a disposal in my sink that gets rid of the perishables, the things that would make your garbage smell over time. So I don't worry about that piece. I have some place that I know that I can take those perishables, those things that get old and foul. I can put them in the garbage disposal with some warm water and soap and be done with them. So the things that go into my trash are mostly recyclables, things that are reusable. And then there are those things that the city don't want to recycle. They don't want you to try and recycle. And these are things that I would put in the regular trash can, but it's the smaller of the 3 that I have. If someone were to analyze who I am by my trash, they would say she uses this product, and this product, because basically the same things go into the recyclables in the trash can week after week after week. I have 3 frozen turkeys in my freezer that will surprise the garbage people this week because they will go into the garbage can. All right? Your sponsor understands who you are and they understand what you would consider uncomfortable things in your life. And week after week after week, you have been depositing your perishables, your non-perishables, your recyclables, those things about yourself that can be reused in a positive way or benefit someone else. And you've been putting the same things in these containers of your sponsor week after week after week. So they're not surprised by your behavior is the point. They know what to expect from you. But just because they know what to expect from you doesn't necessarily mean you're placing the right trash in the right container. It'd be very wrong for me to take those 3 turkeys from my freezer and put them in recyclables, right? They go in the trash can, the smaller one, right? Know what you have, what you're working with, and know which container you need to place that in. If the turkey would be the same as vulgar, disgusting language and behavior, see, we don't want to treat our sponsor with this superciliousness. We don't want to treat them with this kind of attitude that is just laid back and so, you know, easy does it with them. We don't need to really respect them. We can talk and treat them any way that we want, or we dismiss them when they say, I don't like that. We don't want to be supercilious with them. Research that word. We want to make sure that we treat our sponsor with respect. If you intend to maintain that relationship, I want you to think about this today, and I want you to figure out where in your relationship with your sponsor are you doing good and where you might need to change that. Because what I can say is that everyone is stressed out nowadays. Everyone has a lot on their plate. So if you have a sponsor that takes the time out to actually take your phone calls and listen to you and listen to all the writing you've done on that wonderful step that you just finished, you have a heck of a sponsor. And I would recommend that you maintain that relationship because they could sponsor anyone, but they have chosen to sponsor you. And that is worthy of honor. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. You've been in the flow of the stream, so let's go do something mighty. Let January the 9th be the most beautiful day that you have lived, not just this year, but ever. Make it a beautiful day on purpose. Talk to you soon.